Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, November 13th. Strong cold front that has been slowly moving across the country the last few days has just now moved off the East Coast, ushering in colder air here in the Mid-Atlantic region. We had a nice break in the cold November weather pattern on Saturday, Sunday, and especially yesterday, Monday. But now we'll have a return to below normal temperatures for really the remainder of the week as that colder air moves in today. And then it'll remain dry and chilly on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday right into the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look at the latest surface map. Here's that strong cold front now right along the East Coast, and there's quite a bit of shower activity actually just behind the front, and we'll check the radar in a moment, but there's a lot of showers slowly moving, mostly in the colder air behind the front, and as a result, there have been some reports of sleet mixing in just west of Washington, D.C., and even some snowflakes in a little bit farther west of there. So over the next few hours, as it takes a little bit of time for this frontal system to move through the I-95 corridor, there certainly can be some ice pellets mixing in. Temperatures have dropped into the low 40s already in the Philadelphia suburbs, and temperatures should primarily hold in the 40s today as that colder air moves in from the west to the east. And by tonight, skies will be clear and temperatures will drop way down into the upper 20s in many mid-Atlantic locations. Out west of here, just nothing but clear skies here, lots of sunshine for the next few days, but it'll be quite cold for this time of the year with below normal temperatures on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, here's the latest radar loop, and again, most of this precipitation is behind the frontal system. It's in the cold air, and temperatures have dropped quickly through the 40s into the low 40s from just about a few hours ago. The temperatures were in the low 50s in many parts of the Mid-Atlantic region, and as a result of this falling in the colder air, some sleet has mixed in places like Leesburg, just west of Washington, D.C., and there certainly can be some ice pellets anywhere up and down the I-95 corridor, possibly even a few wet snowflakes. No accumulation expected, but as the precipitation slowly moves on through, there can be some ice pellets mixing in over the next few hours. By this afternoon, there will be some clearing and from west to east as the drier conditions move in. And again, by tonight, it should be mostly clear in the Mid-Atlantic region with quite chilly conditions. Temperatures drop into the upper 20s in many locations. Well, the rest of the week looks below normal temperature-wise and dry, pretty much storm-free from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and right into the weekend. But there are signs of kind of an interesting situation setting up for next week. It looks like a very strong high-pressure system will shift just to the northeast here, in the northeastern part of the country. And from that position, it'll remain pretty stationary for a couple of days, and a prolonged period of onshore flow of air looks like it'll develop along with a western Atlantic low pressure system that'll just kind of spin around for a few days starting Sunday, Monday time frame right into well into Thanksgiving week. Let's take a look at how this kind of evolves. This is the Wednesday morning forecast map from last night's GFS model run, and here's the beginnings of this whole situation. Here's a strong high pressure area moving in this fashion, and it'll end up, and we'll see in a moment, over here as a very strong high. And remember, wind flows clockwise around high pressure areas, so you can envision an onshore flow of air developing as this very strong high heads to our northeast. Dry conditions tomorrow and Thursday and Friday here in the Mid-Atlantic region, although it'll be quite chilly with below normal temperature readings. Well, here's the forecast map for Friday morning. We jumped ahead 2 days now, and here's that very strong high now sitting to our northeast. And it's just rather slow moving. At the same time, by the way, there's a tremendous low pressure area headed for Alaska, and that'll be sliding in towards the west coast of Canada, and then eventually the northwest coast of the U.S., and that too can play a role in the upcoming weather for next week. But from this position on Friday, we're starting already to see kind of an onshore flow of air developing at the coastline. And now let's jump ahead to Sunday morning. And here's the forecast map from last night's GFS model run for Sunday morning. That high pressure is still just sitting here off the New England coast up to our northeast. A very persistent onshore flow of air developing along with A couple of a western Atlantic low that'll be a slowly spinning, kind of a stuck-in-place low-pressure area for quite a few days during Thanksgiving week, beginning really the latter part of the weekend. Meanwhile, here's that powerful storm off the west coast of Canada that again will play a role in the upcoming weather for Thanksgiving week. So storm-free for the rest of this week following today's rainfall associated with the cold frontal system. But next week could very well be a different story along the East Coast. It looks like a very strong high pressure area will combine with a pretty well stationary type western Atlantic low to produce some rainfall in a prolonged period of onshore flow right at the coast. That's it for now. We'll follow the situation over the next few days. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.